Hey you guys, I always have to wait until it starts counting to make sure that I don't get cut off. So like if I look like a weirdo when I first start the video, that's why. But I wanted to take a minute to share a little bit about my story with postpartum depression. As far as you guys have all seen, I've always struggled with anxiety. I always struggled with it growing up. And so when I was first, I had a miscarriage before I had my son. And so that kind of devastated me. It devastated both of us, really. And then I was super paranoid when I found out that we were pregnant again with my son, which led to more paranoia and fear after I had him, because being a new mom, new hormones, all of these things that nobody really tells you about until it happens. And I was super paranoid when it came to nursing him. I wasn't producing enough, but a lot of it was because I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't eating enough. In fact, if my mom or my husband wasn't there, I didn't really eat at all. He knew if I had done anything all day because he would put our water cups on the counter in a specific spot, and if it hadn't moved, if it hadn't been refilled, he knew that I didn't do anything all day long. And so it was probably about like 3 to 4 weeks where I realized, I started feeling weird. I started doing okay, but then when my son was about 6 weeks, I stopped nursing him because it just got to be too much for me. And so we started with formula, and that devastated me because I felt like I was being a bad mom, and just all of these things started flooding in. And then all of a sudden, because I stopped nursing him, my hormones and stuff changed, and that just really messed with my head. I started getting all these crazy thoughts, and I got to the point where I was afraid to hold him because I was afraid to hurt him. And so I ended up doing a month-long therapy outside of the house. But every time that I was home, both my husband and my mom did whatever they could to make sure that I was holding my son, making sure that I was interacting with him and playing with him, to show me and show my subconscious that, I'm not going to hurt him. I'm not going to do anything to cause harm to him or anything else, that, he's okay for me to hold. And it took me a good solid month to finally just realize that I was okay. It took me that amount of time to realize that I wanted to be better. I wanted to be stronger. I was on a ton of medication, and it just really depleted me, even more so than my mentality already was. And I got to a point now, I don't recommend doing this for everyone, but for me personally, this is what worked. I just weaned myself off the medication, and I haven't been on any since. And I'm really thankful for that, because I went through antepartum with my daughter when I was pregnant with her. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically the same type of symptoms as postpartum depression, but you're actually pregnant. And at that time, my mom had just passed away. I was 6 months pregnant with my daughter, and my husband had just left for 2 months for military training. So I was by myself with a toddler, and I was pregnant, and both the people that I relied on the most were not there for me. I had plenty of other support, but at the time, that's who I needed in my life, and they weren't there when I needed them to be. And so I made that decision that I was gonna do better. I was gonna eat healthier. I was gonna drink more water, because I knew the things that I didn't do with my son, I couldn't have happen again with my daughter, because I didn't want to go through that again. I didn't want to go through the depression again. And it looks different for everyone. It looks so different for everyone, and how you handle it is what's going to work best for you. There is no right or wrong way, as long as you're getting help and you're taking care of yourself. But that's why it's so important to make sure that you're filling your cup, to make sure that you're eating, to make sure you're drinking enough water, and that you're taking care of your body, that you're taking your showers when you're able to take your showers, to rest when you need to rest. Like the chores, they can wait. Like I was so paranoid about keeping the house clean and worried about my son getting into things and stuff like that. Now, mind you, I still made sure that things were clean and stuff like that with my daughter, but I made myself a priority first. I made sure that every morning when my anxiety would hit, that I would get up and I would read and I would take care of myself. And I still do that today. I still get up, I still read, I read my Bible, I dive in. I've really strengthened my relationship and my faith with God and myself since going through all of this. But I just want you guys to know that you're not alone, that if you're starting to feel yucky and feel uncomfortable after having your child, or even if all of a sudden depression hits you months or years after you've had your kids, and all of that time you've been so focused on your kids, so focused on your family and just being the best mom that you can be, now's the time to really be like, okay, what am I doing for myself? What am I doing to make sure that I'm taking care of myself, to make sure that I can not only be the best mom, but be the healthiest version of myself too? So if you're not investing in yourself, if you're not reading books to help you with your anxiety, if you're not talking to people and sharing that you have a problem, I know it's so hard to do that because you're worried about being judged. You're worried about coming across as a bad mom, or that you might hurt your child, or something else is going to happen. Reach out to people like myself, or people that you know have been through this stuff, and just be like, hey girl, how did you get through this? What did you do? How can I feel better? I'm here for you. I am here for anyone who's been through this, because I know how scary it can be to not have control over your mind, to not have control over your thoughts, and fear and worry about something happening to your son or to your daughter. My basic thing was I'd be worried about one little thing and it would just get bigger. Like, well, what would happen if I left him and the blanket fell on his head? Or what would happen if he's crawling and he bumps his mouth? Like, it was extreme paranoia, and it was intense. And over time, you get over it because you realize, or you get through it, I should say, not over it. You get through it because you realize that your child is growing, that you are capable of maintaining health for your child. But the biggest thing is learning to find that balance, to really invest in yourself, to really take care of yourself and make sure you are as much as a priority as your child. And so I just want you to know that you're not alone, that it is scary. It is super overwhelming. But as long as the biggest thing that I can tell you in order to get through this season in your life, if you're struggling with depression of any kind, postpartum, antepartum, PTSD, anything, the only way to really, truly get through it is to go through it, but to also invest in yourself. Even those days where you just can't get out of bed, just get up enough to put fresh sheets on your bed, just get up enough to take a shower or to watch a good movie. But seriously, make sure you're getting the nutrition your body needs, because you're depleting it as it is with your mindset. And so it's so important that even when you don't feel like eating, to eat anyways. Even when you don't feel like drinking, to drink anyways, and to find something every single day to hold on to help you get through it. The one thing that I held on to was that I wanted to be a better mom. I wanted to be a healthy, strong mom for my son and then for my daughter. And these were the defining moments that pushed me to really taking care of myself, because I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to be that mom that's afraid of living life and doing fun things with their kids because she's so worried about what would happen or how she would look doing it, or if your kids made fun of you because you fell on your face, or whatever the case may be. I've just learned to embrace the storm that I am in, the season of life that I am in, and I know because of all the stuff that I've been through that I can get through anything. And so can you. You can get through this. You can be an amazing mom. In fact, you are an amazing mom. It's just, these are sometimes things that we just can't control them happening, but we can control how we handle them. So invest in yourself. Go get your nails done. If someone offers you to go do that, your child will be okay, I promise you. Or take them into the bathroom with you and put them in their seat on the floor, or in their pack and play. I used to grab my pack and play all the time and put it right up against the shower door, so that way I could see what they were doing, and if they cried, I could reach out and give them what they needed. And it just really made a huge difference. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Reach out. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to just be like, girl, I just need an ear because I'm here. I know how difficult it can be, and it will get better the more you take care of yourself.